Hello, welcome to another episode of This, That, and the Other. And I want to talk about a grocery store chain that used to exist called Jitney Jungle. Kind of an interesting name. Began in Biloxi, Mississippi in 1919. It was acquired by Winn-Dixie in 2000. Originally, brothers Judson McCarthy Holman and William Henry Holman, their cousin William Bonner McCarthy, founded a grocery store in Jackson, Mississippi. 1912, or the next few years, they opened additional stores. In 1916, one of their stores found itself unable to collect the amounts owed by some of its customers, and the idea of changing over to cash and carry business model began to take root. While W.H. Holman was away serving in World War I, his brothers and cousins decided to change over to cash and carry. After return from the war, they opened the first Jitney Jungle on East Capitol Street in Jackson on April 19, 1919. Three patented the Jitney Jungle concept in 1920, but were soon hit with a patent infringement lawsuit brought on by Piggly Wiggly. To disprove the infringement allegations, Will McCarthy made a trip west and found cash and carry stores there, which contradicted Piggly Wiggly's assertion that it had originated the idea. The Supreme Court found in favor of Jitney Jungle. Janie gradually expanded across Mississippi into neighboring states and ended up as far away as Florida. In 1973, the chain had 38 stores, 6 gas stations, and 5 drugstores. By 1992, they had over 100 stores. Mid-1990s, the family sold Jitney Jungle to New York investment firm Bruckman Rosser, Sherrill and Company for $400 million. By the end of the 1990s, the chain had become dead-written from mismanagement and its ill-advised 1997 acquisition of Del Champs. In 2000, Winn-Dixie acquired Jitney Jungle and Del Champs and rebranded the stores to Winn-Dixie. In 2005, Winn-Dixie closed many stores, including most of its stores in Mississippi that had previously been Jitney Jungle stores. Some of these stores remain closed with no particular prospects of being acquired and reopened. Others have taken on new lives. Finding a little here and there on and reading excerpts from different articles on Jitney Jungle. How did the company get its name? There's been a lot of speculation about that. The odd-sounding Jitney Jungle. One legend has it that when the first store placed its first advertisement in the local newspaper, the store called itself Jitney Jingle. Jitney was a slang word for nickel, and the idea was that when you came to the store, the nickels would still be jingling in your pocket because you saved so much money. But the story goes, fumbled the name of the store into Jitney Jungle, and it stuck. However, the explanation was rejected by W.H. Holman Jr., a member of the family, who stated Jitney Jungle in his 1973 address to Mississippi Committee of the Newcomen Society of the United States in Jackson. Holman said, "How did they get the name Jitney Jungle? The naming process began during a Sunday dinner at the home of Judge V.W. Stricker, a close friend of the family's. The Jitney in the title was a popular name for a cut rate 5-cent taxis of that day, many of which were operated by returning veterans. It would be jitneys that would carry many of the cash customers to the store and back. Jitney was also a slang term for nickel. That fitted in with a nickel on a quarter that the customers would save by patronizing the self-saver store. Also a popular expression of that time had to do with jingling your jitneys in your pockets. Thus, Judge Stricker ventured the name Jitney Jungle. There is a legend that jingle got to be jungle by virtue of a printer's error in the first advertisement. Rather, it was a play on words by Will McCartney. Every jitney would be jungle bargains that could save the customer a jitney on a quarter. So kind of an interesting name, Jitney Jungle. I do remember hearing that Huntsville had some stores. I don't remember seeing anybody. At least my first memories probably come from like the mid '60s, and I don't remember there being any Jitney Jungles then. There may have been, but by like 1968, there were not any. I know there was one that had been one, and it changed to IGA. But that's what I was able to find out on the history of that Odd name, Jitney Jungle. Like I've said before, I'm looking for ideas on shows to do in the future. Shows about preserving history, especially obscure aspects of history. With that being said, like, subscribe, share. As always, thanks for watching.